Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there across the globe. So over the last few years, I've had the opportunity to coach and to consult with tens of hundreds of moms across the world. And today I want to share with you a couple of my learnings from all of these experiences. Number one, your health is your wealth. And you need to remember that. There are just too many mothers out there who decide that let me put my children first, my families first, and their health tends to deteriorate over the years. But each and every mother has to realize right now that without your health, you cannot be the best mother that you want to be. Now, what I mean by this is you don't go out being selfish over there, but you still make that time for your body. You make that time for yourself. You make that time, you make that me time for you, because you can be a better mom when you're happy inside of yourself, when you have happy thoughts, when you have happy feelings, because being a mom is a tough job. We have to accept that. We have to accept that women and mothers are the pillars of our society, they're the pillars of our family, they're the pillars of our generation, because we really need to understand that it's our mothers who bring us into this world and who handhold us through our childhood and through all the difficult phases and the happy phases of our life. So you need a mother to be strong, and you need a mother to be happy, and a mother to be satisfied to do that. So every mom out there, put yourself first, not in a selfish way when it comes to your health, because your children will grow up, your children will leave your home one day and find their own paths and have their own lives. And at that stage, you wouldn't have wanted to reach a state where you don't have your health anymore and you're sick because of years of not looking after yourself. So put yourself first. The second message I have for all mothers out there, you have to understand that as you go through your 9 months of pregnancy, your body will change. Your body will change. There are hormonal changes that happen in your body right through those 9 months, and for maybe 6 months to a year post-delivery of your child. And while the world today continues to try to lose weight the moment the child comes out, let me tell you right now, that's a struggle. And there are so many mothers out there who do it the right way. They want to breastfeed for an extended period of time, and at the same time they want to lose all of that weight. We need to understand that the first 6 months after childbirth, your body is going through hormonal changes, and trying to lose weight and trying to push that weight off your body or punish your body with exercise and dieting to lose that weight, it's an uphill task, because you're fighting against your hormones. Your hormones will not allow you to do that, because your hormones have a more important job, which is producing breast milk, protecting yourself, having enough of nutrients to produce the milk that feeds your child to grow immunity and grow in size. So it's extremely important to understand the first 3 to 6 months. Yes, you can lose weight. I'm not saying that you cannot lose weight. You can. But you got to respect your body, and you shouldn't be pressurized by family, by husbands, by society to lose that weight really quickly. If you look at your body naturally, once you deliver your baby, you automatically start losing weight. But when we start trying to force it to lose weight, and at the same time you're lactating to produce breast milk, it becomes an uphill task, and then you start getting depressed because the weight's not moving off the way you want it to, and that depression and that frustration raises your stress hormone cortisol, and then you just get more weight added onto your body and you struggle to lose that weight. So you have to understand it's a natural process and respect your body. Your breasts don't sag because you decide to breastfeed for a longer period of time. Your breasts sag because you don't have the right kind of nutrition, you don't have the right kind of physical activity. So many people today are sedentary active. What I mean by that is they have 1 hour of their workout, and for the rest of the day they're sedentary. And especially for many women in India, we suffer from the ISS, which I call the Indian servant syndrome, where we have a servant to do everything for us. Get the TV remote, open the door when the doorbell rings, pick up stuff from around the house and all of that stuff. And that decreases our activity. And because we have less activity, we put on weight. And because we have less activity, we have less tone. And our breasts sag because of that reason. It's never because you have to breastfeed your child. So we have to change our mindsets and break all these myths that extended amounts of breastfeeding over 6 months to a year will make your breast sag. You need to start thinking about the child that you're bringing into this world and your body. And women need to start getting a little more confident about the fact that you're a mother and your role is invaluable. Your role to your child is invaluable. Your role to your family is invaluable. And it's so important that you put yourself first and you take care of yourself. So It also, the pressure that you get to lose that weight is something that you need to break, because society's formed that kind of thing today where the moment you have a baby, the first thing is everyone comes and I want to lose the pregnancy fat. I want to lose the pregnancy fat. You need to understand that your body holds on to a certain amount of fat to protect you. What makes hormones? Body fat. You need body fat to create hormones. And yes, as you tend to breastfeed, all of that will change, and then you slowly start getting in the right amount of activity with the right amount of nutrition. The biggest mistake that mothers make is trying to diet while they're breastfeeding. So you need energy. Your body needs energy to breastfeed, and if you try to diet and calorie restriction at that point, guess what? Your body goes into a stress mode, into a famine mode. You produce a lot of cortisol, and that cortisol makes you put on fat, and that cortisol gets converted into estrogen, which further makes you put on fat and makes you go through all those mood swings and everything. So respect your body and follow the natural process of childbirth and post-childbirth as well. The third thing about your kids, so many mothers out there worrying about your children. Are they eating enough? Are they eating the right food? Great, but don't overdo it. You need to understand that each of your children are unique in their own ways. Some of them will eat the right way, some of them will eat the wrong way, some of them will not have their fruit, some of them will not have their vegetables. But it's extremely important that you have to understand that they are phases. They are phases of life, and you don't have to get all worked up and get a nutritionist to look at your child and think that something's wrong with your child. As long as your child is active and not underweight, your child is healthy. They can skip one meal, they can skip 2 meals. They're not going to die, they're not going to get sick. They'll be hungry by the 3rd meal, and they will eat and make up for those last 2 meals. But we need to break away from that mindset of having this breakfast, lunch, and dinner, because a child will follow their own path, which is very natural. They will eat when they're hungry. So yes, we try to align breakfast, lunch, and dinner, as per a routine, but we shouldn't get worked up when they don't feel like eating. As long as they're active, as long as they're happy, as long as they're moving around, okay, and they're not underweight, your child will be healthy. So don't take stress about that. The third thing about your children is allow them. I see this issue happening all the time. Allow your child to evolve naturally. Okay, you cannot control every aspect of your life. Too many children today are getting stressed out by the undue competition or the competitive environment that parents put their children in. You need to understand that, yeah, you want to give your child the best that you can, and if you can afford it, great. You want to give your child the best experience, but what's right for your child is also very important for you to consider. Can your child go through so many extracurricular activities, or do we constantly force them? So here's a message that I want to give all mothers. Sometimes it's our own insecurity that makes us determine what we feel is best for our children. And I see so many mothers out there getting frustrated and getting depressed and, with the inability to handle their children. And we need to take a step back and understand that they are all unique in their own ways. And just because your friends' children are great at soccer or great at piano, it doesn't mean your child will take a liking to piano or soccer. They may be great in something else. And we need to give them that space to evolve. Now, why I'm telling you that is because so many women out there are stressed all the time. And when they come with weight loss issues, they say, oh, my children need to succeed. My children need to be the best at this. No, they will be the best at whatever you allow them to be the best at. And for that, they need the space to evolve. Because believe me, children are intelligent and children know what they want. They have the intuition, and you give them the space and you give them the guidance and you let them evolve into what they need to be. Which brings me to my 4th point, discipline. So many mothers out there are scared to discipline their children. They keep reading these articles and forwarding it to me and saying that, oh, I'm not supposed to be strict with my child. I should allow them to have their way. I should allow them to do this. I should allow them to do that. But let me tell you, you find your own way of disciplining children. Too many people out there today read the internet constantly and figure out ways to, parent their children. Every child is unique and every parent is unique, and you need to find your own way, what works for your own child in your own family environment. You cannot compare the way other parents parent their children with the way that you want to bring up your child. So intuitively, if you feel that your child needs more discipline, then you're not being a bad mom. You're doing it because you love your children, and there's the right way to discipline them, and there's the wrong way of disciplining them. So many so many parents say today, "Oh, I don't even want to raise my hand on my child." Now, should I raise my hand? Is that allowed in America? They don't allow parents to raise their hands on children. And I have just one answer for you: you do what you feel is right, as long as it's coming with the right intention. So many of us at our age, our parents disciplined us, and I don't think we turned out the wrong way, most of us. And then, yeah, you have parents who discipline their children with the wrong intentions because of their insecurity, their anger, or their own emotions. They take it out on their children, and there's no way that the children are ever going to evolve the right way. But when you're coming from a space of love, affection, encouragement, and you're still disciplining your children, believe me, your children will get it the right way. So don't be afraid to discipline your children. Don't be afraid to say no. So many parents and so many mothers especially say, if I stop them from doing this, they're not going to love me. Well, guess what? Your children's love is unconditional, and your love for your children should be unconditional as well. Which means if you have to discipline them, if you have to spank them, if you have to put them in place from the right space with the right intention, do it. It doesn't mean your child's not going to love you. And I see so many mothers all the time telling their children, say I love you, say I love you, say I love you, tell me you love me, tell me you love me. That's our insecurity, and that's not a bad thing, because we need to work with our own insecurities, number one, so that we can manage our children better. And so many moms out there feel that their children will not love them if they're strict with them, if they discipline them. But you need to understand that you assume that position of power and control when it comes to setting your child on the right path. So you do what you feel is right for you and your kid within your family culture, within your family environment, and that's all that really matters. The last point, emotional internalization. Over the last 2 years, I've diagnosed 86% of the breast cancer and ovarian cancer cases in women in India, and we have determined the root cause to be emotional internalization. And a lot of women watching this out there will know exactly what I'm talking about. Too many women, too many mothers out there internalize emotions all the time. You need to understand that we can do it with a couple of emotions, but when that internalization starts compounding and compounding, it builds up in you, it suppresses your immunity, and getting any disease from a cancer to whatever it is caused by low immunity. So you need to start expressing, you need to start letting go, you need to start accepting. And these are easy words for me to shout out from here. It takes a lot of practice to let go, express, and accept. But that only comes when you decide that you want to do it. When you decide that enough is enough. I will not take emotional abuse anymore. I will not internalize emotions anymore. I want to express myself. I want to be who I want to be in a respectful way, in a professional way, and say what I want. But I do not want to keep emotions in me anymore, because that's harming my health. That's harming me. That's harming my life and my happiness levels. And then, yes, of course, we have society, and we have alcohol, and we have cigarettes, and we have drugs, and we have shopping, and we have television, and all of these band-aids to numb the effects of what we feel all the time. But it's okay to start expressing them and being vocal about how you feel and making changes in your life, because the more you internalize, the more possibility of disease you have to manifest in yourself. So I think I would like to end this, by wishing each of you a happy Mother's Day out there. Look after your mothers as well. And it's very, very important that we bring up our children and our daughters in a way that we want them to be good mothers as well. But put your health first. That is the most important thing. Do not use the word that, I want to sacrifice my health because I need to bring up my children the right way. If you don't have 1 hour in the day for yourself, 45 minutes will do. If you don't have 45 minutes, 30 minutes will do. If you don't have 30 minutes, even 20 minutes of a walk is good enough. That time to decide whether I should eat this food or I should eat that food. Which food am I eating that is feeding my immunity or feeding disease? You have a split second to make that choice, and you have that time. So all we need to do is change our mindset and start deciding that I want to be healthy. Start deciding that I want to have a happy life. I want to be a happy mother. I do not want to be a stressed out mother. All you need to do is decide. And once you decide, you start doing it. And that's how you change your health, and you change the way you want to be a mother. Happy Mother's Day to everyone out there. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep. Just be the best version of yourself. Don't compare yourself with other moms. Don't compare yourself with what you read on the internet. There's a lot of crap on social media that will make you feel that you're not a good mom. There'll be many instances in your life where your children say things to you that may make you feel that you're a worse mom, but if you believe in it and if you believe that your intention is right and what you're doing is in the best interest of your child, continue doing it. Do not compare yourself with other people. Be the best version of yourself. Have a good day, everyone.